And we are live. I think you should be able to hear me. So I'm really sick right now. Sorry if I sound congested. It's because I am. I have an online doctor's visit, which then is going to end with them coming a few hours later to my apartment. So I need to look decent. Shout out to Hemker Park and Zoo in Freeport, Minnesota, I think. By the way, my dad emceed their gala recently, and they gave us these mugs. They're very nice. They change with heat. I'm drinking cold tea right now because I didn't finish it at 3 a.m. last night when it was still hot. Alright, let's get dressed. Well, not dressed. Let's finish my makeup. I did concealer and eyebrows before I got on, so need to do contour and bronzing. I need to do most of my makeup now, so let's start with a little contour. Probably gonna do sleepy eyes, I think. I look good with falsies, because I'm out of mascara, but I have falsies. Because my boyfriend was in a show recently. A school play, and what do I say? Right, and he needs stage makeup, so I gave him my mascara. Didn't end up needing it because we both forgot that his lashes are fucking voluptuous. He has gorgeous lashes. I am jealous of my boyfriend's eyelashes. Yeah. I'm just gonna talk about this zoo. I am not sponsored in any way. But when I first moved to Minnesota, we just had on like Care 11 because we were like, yeah, we're gonna be good Minnesotans and watch the Minnesota News Channel. We went back to MSNBC very quickly. But yeah, and my mom, for her birthday, all she wanted to do was feed some giraffes. She wanted to feed giraffes, right? And then we see this ad on TV, and we had moved during the summer, so perfect timing. And she sees this thing on K11 about Hemker Park and Zoo, and you can feed the giraffes. So, like, once we finished unpacking, I don't even think we finished unpacking into our new house. We don't live there anymore. We are not house people. We learned that very quickly. We got our butts in the car, drove like almost 3 hours to Freeport, Minnesota, and went to this zoo. So if you're ever in Freeport, Minnesota, go there. It's fairly close to St. Cloud too. Yeah, we love it there. Very great zoo. Hemker Park and Zoo. Not sponsored. Just love it there. And my dad, they've been doing galas as of recent, and my dad has emceed the past two. And the most recent one was like, I think, a week ago at this point. Yeah. I think that's where we got the sick from. Because right after the gala, my dad started feeling sick, then I started feeling sick, then I felt fine, then my dad was still sick, and then I felt sick, and now my mom feels sick, and we're all just sick. But my mom is still going to work. So is my dad, but he works from home most of the time. My dad feels fine now, but yeah. Not a good sign. But yeah, that gala was fun. They had a penguin just walking around and a skunk. I don't remember the penguin's name. I feel really bad about it. But there was a skunk named Flower, and she was so cute. I have a video of the penguin walking around. Let me find it. Videos. Yeah. There was just a penguin at the gala, and then there was Baby, who's this umbrella cockatoo, who she was just screaming the entire time. It was so entertaining. Yeah. We love family run zoos. Yeah. Just felt the need to talk about that because so few people go there. And it's so sad because it's such a good zoo. Like they're setting up a experience with the red panda where you can like go in its exhibit and like hug it and feed it. Hug it if it lets you. Depends on how it's feeling that day. And then of course there's you can feed the giraffes, you can feed the otters, you can feed the rhinos. I think there's just one right now. I don't know for sure. Yeah. It's very wonderful. And like they have this week-long Halloween party every year. We haven't gotten to go yet because I've been sick every time. And then I was trick-or-treating. Or doing tech week. I had towards the start of 8th grade, which is this year. I am an 8th grader. I am almost a high schooler. That is disgusting. But anyway, in like October last year, no, the show was in November, but rehearsals were like September, October. And our first day of tech was on Halloween, and half the fucking cast skipped it. And like, sorry if any of the cast members are watching this that skipped. I am still mad at those people for skipping. And then everyone else was like complaining, like, oh, I won't be here. And it's like, babes, you signed up to be here. And like people were just leaving in the middle of tech. And it was our first day of fucking tech. Half of the fairies weren't there. If you've seen, because the show was a Midsummer Night's Dream, if you've seen it, like, I think, not Cobweb, not Mustard Seed. There's like the head fairy, pretty much, right? Our head fairy wasn't there because he wanted to go trick-or-treating. And now that person is my dungeon master for D&D. And they're trying to set up a meeting on Monday. And my mom was like, you should wait to tell them. You should like tell them you're sick, but we shouldn't confirm anything yet because you might be better by Monday. But it's like, even if I feel better by Monday, I'm still going to be contagious by Monday, you know? And that school already has so many kids that are constantly sick. We don't need to worsen that. That's part of why I had to switch to online schooling, because I'm always so fucking sick. Like, this is the second time in the past 2.5 weeks that I've been sick. There have been 2 separate times. Like, Jesus. Jesus. Yeah. My dad might be getting me Hardee's because I'm sick. Hardee's is my favorite fast food chain. Or St. Carl's. They're the same thing, just called different things based on where you are. Alright, let's That's good. I would just take my white. Just like that. Beautiful. Alright. I was just talking about something. Right. I finished talking about that. What do I have to talk about? Oh, no. Sorry if there is anyone here just witnessing this. One moment. I don't know what to talk about. Huh. Usually, like, use a white pencil for this, like a white pencil liner. But I gave that to my boyfriend for the show he was recently in. Gave him a lot of makeup to get new concealer so I could give him concealer. Yeah, it was worth it. He looked really good. Like, really good. Oh my god, I was like simping the whole night. Oh my god, wait, one of my friends, I use that term loosely at this point, was like trying to break me up with my boyfriend because she got bad vibes from him and thought that he thought she was attractive. Babes. And like, anyone who knows my boyfriend will know that he's very loyal to me because he's a simp. It's adorable. Like, I don't mean that in a derogatory way, but he's a massive simp. And I love him. Yeah. And I was like at the gala while she was texting me, like, you should dump Quinn, you're too good for him. Fuck, I wasn't supposed to say his name. He doesn't care. Why am I acting like he cares? His name is Quinn. But yeah. He's like, you should dump your boyfriend. You're too good for him. Babes. Babes. No. I'm quite happy with him. Yeah. I'm very happy in my current relationship. And I'm not going to dump him because someone I barely talk to anymore doesn't want to be his friend. That's what it all comes down to, pretty much, in her head. And it's driving me a little nuts, you know? Yeah, that's interesting. I mean that like a Midwestern interesting. Not an actual definition of the word interesting. Interesting. Midwesterners are weird. For those of you who don't know, I am from New York City. Born and mostly raised there, baby. Yeah. I was born in the Manhattan Hospital and everything. But we moved to Minnesota a few years ago for my dad's job because the place he was working at when we lived in New York was an absolute shit show. So it was like, okay, I'm done with this. And then we moved. Yeah, Midwesterners are some. Yeah. And we used to live in, like, I'm not going to say the exact name of the place I used to live in because that feels a tad bit risque. Just the guy who shows what street he lives on sometimes on accident in his shorts. I am so smart about this stuff, but yeah. I have to do that on the other eye. It's a tad bit homophobic. Yeah. I remember because I grew up in Washington Heights. Like, you know, the one that Lin-Manuel Miranda has the musical about. In Washington Heights. And until he made the movie, no one knew what I was talking about when I said I was from the Heights. And then it's like everyone did all of a sudden. It was so weird. Yeah. If you've seen In the Heights, you know the scene with like the basketball court towards the end, or like singing the love song, I think. That was filmed across the street from where I went to preschool. So, yeah, there were a lot of places in that movie that just kind of melted my whole family's heart because it was like, oh, we miss it there, but we sure don't miss where Dad used to work. It was a shit show. It's also just like so much more expensive to live in the Heights than it used to be, which is really sad. Yeah. Someday I hope to live there again. It's where I feel most at home. Let me find the pictures, but there's this one pizza place in Washington Heights called Fresco's, and it is so fucking good. Like, fuck it. The plate was like the size of my head. Their stuff is so good. Yeah. There's also my favorite restaurant in the whole world is Saggio. It is in Washington Heights, and like they have tiramisu. It's like this really cute Italian place. They have like this really amazing burrata. Um, and their spaghetti and meatballs. That is what my childhood tastes like. Because every year until we moved, because Saggio opened in 2010, I was born in 2009. So every single birthday that I've had in New York, that night we would go and eat at Saggio. And I would always get spaghetti and meatballs. And it was heaven. And then we went back because we visited New York recently. Not that recently. It was in November last year. And it was like, we were only there for like 2 days, but it was the best 2 days ever. Because, you know, I've been really homesick. It's like, I lived there for most of my life. And then we just didn't go back for so many fucking years. And then, even though it was just 2 days. And I saw my first show on Broadway there when we went. We got tickets to go see Hadestown. I love Hadestown. It's my favorite musical ever. I'm a massive theater kid. And Hadestown is the best thing ever. It's so fucking good. And Patrick Page is my celebrity crush as of right now. Oh my god. My boyfriend hears about him a lot. But yeah, that show was so good. Gonna finish my eye makeup, and then I'll go find the playbill. I think it's right there. I also have I don't know where my Hamilton playbill went. But yeah, I saw Wicked off Broadway really recently. I think in August, I want to say. It was at the Orpheum in Minnesota. Um, and that was a really fun show. I feel like it's a really great show, but I don't understand all of the hype around it, you know? Like, it's a little overrated. It's great, but just like it. Oh, they're doing a testing thing on my TV. So we just get that noise in the background for a while. Or there's like an actual Amber Alert. Fucking hate that noise. Alright, I'm gonna finish filling out my eyeliner and then go check what that is. Just make sure I don't need to evacuate the building. Actually, I would have a thing on my phone if I needed to. So probably just testing the emergency system on the TV. Because they always do around this time of the month. Is that even? No. Are we gonna smoke it out so much that it won't matter? Yes. Probably gonna be going live a lot more now that I've figured out how to, because I do a lot of schooling. I don't do a lot of schooling. I do school from home, is what I am trying to say. Which means that I don't really get to talk to people much because all of my friends go to in-person school. So I have no one to talk to most days. I mean, I do, it's just they get on my nerves. Yeah. It's just fun to have people to talk to. Even if it's really just talking to myself on camera, it's fine. It's better than just waiting for my dad to get home so that I can talk to my dad. Oh my god, earlier today, my parents were like getting ready to go drop my mom off at work. And my dad's on his way back right now, probably. But, and there was like the whole thing on MSNBC about like how teen girls are in a lot of need of mental support, more so than they ever really have. And I was like, love that they're having a bunch of old white guys be the people to report on this and not have any, teenage girls talk about teenage girls. So they weren't including anyone that was actually important to the conversation in the conversation. Yay. But, and my dad was like, yeah, I completely agree with you. Like, they should have people that actually matter to this conversation in it. And then my mom was like, well, but they're mental health professionals, Winter. Yeah, but they're not teenage girls. The story's about teenage girls. These people don't know what it's like to be a queer teenage girl. They are cis-het white guys. Yeah. That's fun. Yeah. Now I get to Now I have to do my lips, the white thing for sleepy eyes, and then my lashes. Alright, let's do my lips. So now I'm gonna have to be quiet for a second. Great. Have you guys been seeing like the thing about the Jaclyn Hill lipsticks? That was one of my hyperfixations over the pandemic. Just in general, YouTuber drama. Just beauty community drama. It was so interesting to me. And now there are all these, like, we're finally getting closure on the Jaclyn stuff. Their lipsticks. And, like, seeing all the stuff that we were right about is a little scary. And, like, finding out that's not her brand. And I was, like, hanging out with my boyfriend when I saw all that stuff. Because I just showed him all of the stuff about the original drama. And then I saw that there was an update. So I was like, holy shit, can we watch this? And he's like, sure. And we were both just kind of sitting there like, what? Pardon? What? So yeah, that was a shit show. It was just a shit show. There's nothing else to be said about that brand, I think. Yeah. We love weird hyperfixations. Do you guys have like mini hyperfixations too? Because like I have like my main one is AJR. Like I know too much about AJR. I will always be a fan of them. I love them, right? But I also have like mini things that like just last for certain periods of time and come back every few weeks. Like I have this really weird hyperfixation on the song credit song for my death by Vivi, which I will put the link in the chat for that because it's so fucking good. And it like comes and goes every few weeks. Credit song for my death. There we go. Copy. Paste. Yeah, there you go. That's a very good song. Go listen to it. Yeah. I hate this part of this. Oh, look at that. Oh, warning for eye pulling, because I have to like pull it down. Yeah. Like that. There we go. That looks decent enough, I think. I think. Yeah. Wait, so I don't think there's a soul on the internet who doesn't know about the James Charles drama. Like everyone and their mom knows. My mom knew about it before I told her. Like in detail knew about it. So before all that drama unfolded, I got his palette and it arrived like right as the drama was getting like really bad. I still have it. And like I feel bad getting rid of it, even though it's expired. Because I still have so much product left. But I just something about me feels bad using it. But also I don't want to waste product. Because, like, it was not cheap. Like, that palette is not cheap in any way. So, ooh, I'm blinded. Let's do a little karaoke, shall we? Maybe not karaoke, just sing along. There's a new Lovejoy song out. We could do that. I'm gonna do that. I found in the end tonight. She never felt it safe in her own head. Hate the news. For the grace of God goes you. Smiling when I ask if she's bored yet. Wonder if we took it too far. Both taste confused. Don't what am I to do? I like to think that you're the guy should see tonight. You can call me what you like. Already call me. And you can kiss the skin from my lips if it makes you feel good. I'm not sure if you want it, I'm not sure if you need me to. You can taste it all I talks to you. But you can't stay awake forever. Can't stay awake forever. So you find yourself in mom's bedroom, fighting with the pink roll blinds. So I'm pay-per-view. Just your bets on us, I'll stand by. Drink a pirouette on the duvet side. Find the perfect picture of time. Not made for you, what else is new? She tells me that it's nothing, I really hope it's nothing. You can kiss the skin from my lips if it makes you feel good. Not sure if you want it, not sure if you need me to. You can taste the beer on every guy that talks to you. But you can't stay awake forever. No, you can't stay awake forever. This just in. I am a total fucking dumbass. I've come to the uncomfortable conclusion that I'm sending you guys back in a state of constant paranoia. Just let me follow you. I'll proceed to comprehend that the doorway and door frames is suitable for us to go through. I found the road to happiness is paved with rows and rows of very tempting parking spaces. I'm not paranoid, I'm a realist. I know you're gonna kill me if you kiss the skin from my lips if it makes you feel good. Not sure if you want it, not sure if you need me to. You can taste the beer on every guy that talks to you. But you can't stay awake forever. You can't stay awake forever. Kiss the skin from my lips if it makes you feel good. Not sure if you want it, not sure if you need me to. You can taste the beer. Every guy talks to you. But you can't stay awake forever. You can't stay awake forever. I remember, like last year, I had a really big hyperfixation on this disorder called visual snow. And I was like, I'm a little symptomatic for it, but I probably don't. And then in February, I realized, like, yeah, I 100% have it. And I still haven't gotten a diagnosis. We're gonna deal with the autism symptoms first. Autism, then visual snow. Priorities. But, let's focus on the one that I can actually get accommodations for first. But I was saying something. Yeah, I've been digging more into it as of recent. And it's just so interesting. Because it's like linked to all these other things that happen in your brain. Because even though visual snow is, as the name would lead one to believe, it fucks with your vision, it is in your brain. Because it's like the way your brain perceives things from your eyes. And if you don't know what visual snow looks like, it's like this staticky sheet over your vision. And it can be more intense for some people, it's less intense for others. I don't have an official diagnosis, so don't take anything I say as 100%. But I also am super fucking symptomatic, and I have a bunch of static all over my vision. I don't have it too bad, but like I am not on the worst side of the scale. I'm like low to medium intensity, probably. Is what I would say. And it's just super interesting to look into because it's a really recently discovered thing. And so a lot of people don't believe that it actually exists, which is just lovely. And they're like, isn't a cure for it. Like there are these little at-home remedies, like putting on tinted glasses or sunglasses can help you a bit because something that comes with it is light sensitivity. So you're hypersensitive to light, and that could also lead to like migraines and stuff. And I'm pretty sure that I have migraines because like I get really bad headaches, usually on one side of my head, and I can't see out of parts of my eye when I have them. Yeah. And it's also like linked to anxiety, depression, like just neurodivergent things. Because it's all in your brain. And it's so fucking interesting. Yeah. Let me grab my glasses. Yeah, these are blue light glasses because they're like a more subtle tinted glasses type of deal. And it helps a lot with my headaches because everything looks a little less bright than before. So, yeah. This has been. Yeah, I finished my makeup and I need to go get dressed. And I'm probably gonna go off live for that because, yeah, that feels a bit creepy. So, thank you to everyone who watched. Bye. Love you all. Have a great day. Bye bye.